thank you so much, ESA team, for inviting us on. We're super excited to be here with y'all today. I am David Hepworth. I'm with the company Podium. I'm sure many of you have heard a little bit about us. Today, we're going to keep this a little bit more high level. I want to talk a little bit about what's going on in the market, as well as some of the tools that we've built recently and added to our arsenal to really help dealers and security companies across the US really maximize their opportunity here. We've been pushing this message from search to sold 100% digitally, and we feel like now more than ever especially. We all know the world and what's going on right now, but people today are looking for kind of that touchless experience. And as more people are moving towards these digital channels, how do you stay ahead of these changes and not just survive, but really thrive in this environment that we're facing into? So again, it's unimportant, but my name is David Hepworth. I would love to meet as many of you as I can. Towards the end of this and throughout, there should be an option for you guys to select a one-on-one meeting with us. If anybody has any questions and really just wants to dive personally in on this, that's what we're here for. We're here to be a tool and a resource to help you guys make the right decisions and see if there's any business problems that you guys are trying to solve that Podium might be a solution for. And so, to kind of kick off this topic, I want to focus first off a little bit about what the world is that we're dealing with, because we can easily and objectively look back and realize we are doing business differently today than we did 20 years ago. Obviously. But we are doing different business today differently than we did even 5 years ago. And that's what's so crazy, is that digital change happens fast. And unless you've got a progressive plan and you're actively paying people to keep you ahead of this, it is very easy to fall behind, which really, I know many of you probably listening are probably facing that, especially during this crazy summer. This highlighted our weaknesses. But this change happened. Mobile internet browsing back in 2017. That was the first year in which more than half of all web traffic went to a mobile device. That was 4 years ago. It has not gone back. This trend has only accelerated over the last 4 years. And I want to focus on this piece because this mobile device, it's not literally just changing the way that I view your business. If I'm hearing about you and I'm looking you up online, or I'm looking for a provider, it doesn't just change the layout on the screen. It's not just a smaller screen. But fundamentally today, people behave differently if I'm on a smartphone than if I'm sitting at home on a computer. And unless you've really, built a proactive plan, sometimes you don't really take effect and win on these changes. But we want to hit on what some of these are. And so the very first piece of Podium, and really where our business started. So we are a young business. We started back in about 2014. And really just over the last 6 years, we've grown from 0 to over about 50,000 businesses across the US using this. But our very first product was just focused on Google reviews. We help companies get Google reviews, because we want you to have a fair reputation online. We don't want that one angry customer to be the voice of what your reputation digitally looks like. That was a quick solution back then to make sure that you put your first foot forward. But we wouldn't have grown to 50,000 businesses unless this became more significant than just gold stars. And that's what I hope you realize. Google reviews today are not a flag to just make yourself feel good about your business, but they are driving some of the digital changes on how Google chooses which businesses they recommend when people are looking for you. And if you have a bad reputation, like it or not, Google is hiding you from search results. And you can't allow that to keep happening. So we help businesses target this. And it's really, really important. Today, 89% of customers begin their buying process with a search engine. Think about yourself personally. You pull out your cell phone, you type into your phone, restaurants near me, movies near me, home security companies near me. All of that happens right there on that device. And the way that we buy as consumers has changed. Call it the Amazon effect, the Uber effect, whatever you like, but think about how you shop personally. You don't just buy the first product listed. It doesn't help you anymore to be AAA home security so that you're the first listing in the yellow pages. We don't just buy the Amazon product. If I'm looking for a couch and it's the first couch that I see, I don't buy that couch. I read what people say about it. And if they say good things, then I've got confidence that this is a smart decision and I should pull the trigger on that purchase. That buying behavior, whether it's movies, restaurants, Amazon, it is now the same behavior for online shopping for local businesses. I want to read your reviews because I trust you as a business, but I will trust your customers way more than I trust you. And another big piece here is recency. A lot of people forget this, but 85% of consumers feel that reviews older than 3 months are not relevant. I mean, you might not even be in business at that point. And the truth is, when I look at most home security companies, many of them haven't collected reviews in the last year. That's a big gap. And that leaves a lot to question for that consumer who really, today, all they have to do is scroll one more inch, and there might be a better option right below you. So we want to build this just for the confidence sake for the consumers, yes, but that's definitely not it. There is a larger piece here. And when we talk about the way that we grew, we got lucky. We didn't realize that the internet was going to prioritize these reviews so much, but they did. Because when you look at this review right here, this is a customer that had a good experience. They wrote about that online. It's riddled with search terms. The keywords that people are looking for, new systems, cameras, smart home systems, the doorbell things, all of these things that you guys sell, these are what your customers are talking about. And when you leave these reviews and you collect these reviews, you're telling Google these are your services and your products. I had a fun experience just the other day, in fact, when I was looking for restaurants with drive-thrus. Obviously, I don't want to go into the restaurants these days, and I was looking for new options that weren't fast food. And the way that Google recommended a bunch of new businesses that I didn't know had drive-thrus was because their customers wrote about the drive-thru in the review. So that one review now opened up that entire search category for this business that previously wouldn't have shown up in those results. In addition to that, as much as we love Google, maybe we're a little bit apprehensive about the big brother world of what we live in, Google knows a lot about us. And so this review here, Donna, Google knows who Donna is and where Donna lives. This one review is basically a signal to Google that you've been to Donna's neighborhood and you work in her neighborhood, so that when her neighbors also decide they also want to upgrade their systems, Google already knows that you've got a team and a crew that drives out there regularly, and you would be a great fit for them. The more of these reviews that you collect, the better picture you're painting to Google of your service markets, the products you offer, and at the end of the day, the biggest question, are you a business that Google wants to recommend? Google wants to make sure their customers have a good buying experience. They do not want to recommend a poor company and a company that might provide a bad service. But if you provide a good service and your customers say so, that's really the trust and confidence Google needs to recommend your business. For anybody that wants to know return, which is obviously the big question, the returns of this are huge. Dollar for dollar, if you invest in your online reputation today and your Google reviews, you will make that money back every time. We did a static pulse of our customers here in the home security space, and our average customers nearly double their phone calls and their web traffic just by bettering their Google reviews. I'm sure if you're listening, that might seem far-fetched, but I promise you, if I could double the amount of people calling your business to help and buy your business or buy your services, you'd probably want to work with us. Again, request a call, that's fine, do what you got to do. You can schedule a one-on-one meeting with us. We'd love to talk with you and make sure your business is a good fit. This is really the tip of the spear, though. This is where our business started. It's what we grew off of and what we've added on top of. The rest of our platform now is really about communication. How do we help you engage with this new modern customer? This customer that's on their cell phone that kind of expects that touchless modern digital experience. First off, texting, and I'm going to hit on this point a second time here too, but 2/3 of customers prefer to text their businesses. It's just easier. If I need to have my lawn crew come out and fix something that's going on, I don't want to waste my time picking up the phone and calling somebody that's not expecting my phone call to talk about that. When really all I might need to do is send them a text message and say, hey, can you come today instead of tomorrow? Or hey, can we actually skip this week? Or hey, my panel's going off. I have no clue what to do. I don't know what the panel is. Can you fix this? How about I just take a picture of that panel and text it into your office so that you guys can troubleshoot this much easier than trying to be on the phone with that customer. These channels are really effective. And it's what businesses are missing. Because this evolution of communication hasn't stopped. I mean, we look at this here again, 20 years ago, face to face. That's how we ran our business. Then all of a sudden we started mailing everybody everything. And then all of a sudden people stopped listening to their mail because they got too much spam in the mail. So then we started calling, then we started emailing. And we've already seen this cycle happen before. It's not a new cycle, but people are now ignoring their emails just like they do their home mails because it's flooded with spam. Customers evolved and kept going though. They text, they use social media, video and voice chat, and yet businesses for some reason are sometimes apprehensive on taking advantage of these new doors. These are important today, and they're actually a lot easier than most people realize. So going back again to that Google presence, this is where it starts. Today, Google owns the online search traffic. You need to have a strong presence there. We're going to help you really strengthen that presence again with those reviews. 4.8 star rating, hundreds of reviews. Everybody knows you're the best in town. But now for those people that don't want to pick up the phone and call, which we know there's a lot of, we open this door for messaging. They can click the little button, send you a text message, tell you, they're looking to upgrade their system, looking for a quote, looking for a bid, whatever it is, whatever's top of mind for the customer. But we open up that door. In addition to that, for those that decide to land on your website, where again, we're going to get more people there to begin with. But once we get them there, do you have a mobile-friendly website? Is it clunky? Is it out of date? Is the contact us form all the way at the back of the website and it asks me for, my first name, my last name, my social, my, personal, my kids' names, and all these criteria that I don't really want to give you. I just want to ask you a quick question. We need to open up these doors so it's easier for the customer. We put a little chat bubble on the bottom of your website. Hey there, have a question, text us here. Really opens up that door for communication so that you get those leads faster and you get more of them. Again, we don't even really want their email address anymore. We want their cell phone number. That's the way that we get in touch with these customers. Our platform, again, this is an all-in-one kind of system for your digital communication. We don't want to try to add another system to your plate. We already know you're stretched thin and you don't want another inbox. And the truth is, you probably already have 3 or 4. You probably have somebody managing your Facebook account, somebody managing your email leads, somebody managing your website. The goal of Podium is to consolidate all this. The grand central station for your inbound lead funnel, where everything, whether it's a Facebook message, a Google message, a website message, it all comes into one house for your team so that you're more effective. And so right out of the gates, we don't add anything. In fact, we take away off your plate day one, so that immediately we start to plug the holes in your funnel where we're showing up maybe 2 hours too late and they've already found somebody else. And that really funnels into this last point again. It's the same point. I told you I'd hit on this again. Text your customers. Whether it's your website, whether it's Google, whether it's Facebook, whether it's showing up to an appointment and reminding that customer, whether it's rescheduling a missed customer, texts today are the best way to communicate. And you don't even have to stretch yourself far to think about this. Think of yourself personally. If your phone starts ringing and you don't recognize that phone number, your first thought is the same thought that I have. It's an unknown spam robocaller. And you let it go to voicemail. And you know your customers are doing this to you too. And your office staff is telling you they hate it. They hate making dial after dial after dial and voicemail after voicemail just to go unanswered. That's one channel. Email's another. And all I'll say about that is what we've already said. Every single year it's getting worse. It's not getting better. The rates are getting worse. People don't respond. Texting though works every single time. 99% today are opened and read. This is a channel we want to help you guys all venture into, whether you're at the 1 yard line or you've already dove into this pretty far. I promise it's an effective channel for you to get into, but again, request some time, reach out to us. If you don't want to schedule a one-on-one through the system right now, you can also go to our website and request some more information. But yeah, we're here to be a resource for you guys. Happy to explore if your business would be in need of any of our solutions, and excited to explore with you a little bit further. Again, ESA, appreciate you guys so much for hosting this. It's been a lot of fun for us, and thanks for letting us be a part of it.